Hi folks, RSBN founder and CEO Joe Seals here. Did you know there is nearly $1 trillion of infrastructure and pandemic funds yet to be spent? That's right, there's a massive amount of money that the lame duck administration is pushing hard to spend in their last few months. If the president is able to push these funds out, we could see another prolonged inflation surge, just like during COVID. And I'm sure you remember the terrible effects that high prices had on most Americans. But there's hope. A surge in prices can be beaten. A gold IRA from Birch Gold Group is the ultimate inflation hedge for your savings in uncertain times. To see how to protect your IRA or 401k, get your free info kit on gold by texting the word Trump to 989898. Birch Gold makes it seamless to roll over your retirement account while preserving your tax advantage status. Don't wait for the president's spending spree to tank the dollar further. Protect your financial future now. Text Trump to the number 989898 for your free info kit from Birch Gold.
Thanks so much for joining us for this RSBN Economic Report. And joining us this week is Phillip Patrick with the Birch Gold Group. Phillip, I mean, we know that President Trump won, but will he be facing any kind of serious situations when it comes to the economy? What does he need to do?
Listen, I think there's going to be a lot of issues that he's facing. First of all, I think that the Dems are going to create a lot of roadblocks, right? I think they're going to wage bureaucratic warfare. They're going to use bureaucratic inertia and red tape to immobilize Trump and to try and limit his options, to subject every policy to the death of 1,000 paper cuts and essentially to bleed it dry. I think they're going to seek out carve-outs and special exemptions. Call it lawfare, call it the deep state, whatever you want, but what it boils down is to use bureaucratic privilege to defy the will of the American people. So he's going to be swimming uphill, if you will.
Yeah, and so it's already a broken system at a lot of levels, including the financial system. So what can people do to navigate through, as you know, President Trump's trying to bring back money for the people, but still it's an uproad hill.
It is indeed. And you've got to remember, he is walking into a fiscal basket case, right? In the up and coming quarter, so his first quarter in office, January through March, the Treasury plans to borrow $823 billion. That is the largest amount ever for a quarter. The overall deficit for last fiscal year was $1.83 trillion, the third highest on record. So, you know, the numbers are going up, and the problem is when you have a spending issue and a debt problem, there are only two ways out of it. One is austerity, right? Higher taxes, lower spending, a broad economic contraction, or growth, right? Make smart investments funded by debt that improve the economy. Now, if we look at it from Trump's perspective, you know, broadly speaking, he's an upside guy, not a downside guy. Right. So, you know, this is a deal maker. This is somebody who uses leverage to create a business empire. So the hope is under Trump that economic growth will outperform debt growth. But it is a long term plan, not short term.
And exactly. And that's what people need to do, is start planning. You know, I know there are people contacting the Birch Gold Group a lot now, but the people that are new to all this, they say, OK, this is a good thing, and they want to make a healthy financial decision. What would you say to them if they came to you right now and said, hey, you know what? I've got a few extra bucks. What should I do with it when it comes to gold, silver, and precious metals?
They need to be, first of all, listen to the administration, listen to Trump. Look, for 4 years, the Biden administration have told us how great the economy was when it wasn't matching with our reality. So we've been gaslit for 4 years. This administration is not doing that. Elon Musk came out and said, look, expect short-term pain, right? If we want to get through this problem, there's going to be tough times, but good times will follow. We're not being gaslit. We're being told the truth. So this is an administration that is leading us down the right path, but we have to weather the storm short term. Trump's policies are based on a premise of shorter term pain for longer term gain, right? So the question is, how do we weather the storm until brighter times appear? And that's where precious metals come in. We still have inflation. We still have a world running from the dollar. The fundamentals are the same today as they were a week ago. So everybody needs to be following the smart money, and the smart money is still running into precious metals.
Okay. Also, to your point, Elon Musk and then Vivek, they're leading the Department of Government Efficiency, to your point there. So what is your reaction to them cutting down on too much spending and regulations and that kind of thing?
Look, it's going to be hard to do it. And like I said, and I'll quote Musk, he said, most importantly, we have to reduce spending to live within our means. He talked about involving temporary hardship to ensure long-term prosperity, right? So that's what he's saying. Now, I think they're going to struggle to rein in the spending because a lot of it's already been baked in. So we're going to continue down the path of spending. The hope is simply this. It is not wasteful spending, right? Under Biden, they were spending on bee-friendly highways, right? That's not what we need. We need spending that generates economic output. So that's the hope. I don't think Trump is going to be an austerity guy. I don't think he's going to go through tough times. He's going to want to spend his way into prosperity as well. Hopefully he does a better job of it. But like I said, there's no way around it. The administration are telling us, brace yourself for tough times, but it is welcome words. Listen, that's how the world works. You go through periods of boom and contraction, right? This idea that everything goes up indefinitely, it only ends one way. So what's really encouraging is finally we are now heading on the right path, but it's going to take years, if not a decade, to undo the damage that has been done in the last 4 years. Listen, it took 200 years to build enough faith and credit in the dollar to create the global reserve currency. Biden decimated it in 4. So Trump's got a job.
Yeah, he definitely does. A lot ahead for him, especially in that the economy and speaking of finances. Before I let you go, I want to ask you about the fact that, of course, Birch Gold Group, people think, okay, I want that gold, tax sheltered IRA, 401k. But let's talk about silver and the precious metals aspect too. Like, are you seeing an increase of people say, you know what, I want that as well?
Absolutely. And silver provides a hedge, right? It's a safe haven asset, but it's also industrial. It performs during tough times and good times. And what's so interesting about silver today is how cheap it is. Relative to gold prices, after the 1970s, gold is usually about 40 times the price of silver. Today, it's 80 times the price. So silver's really cheap. Demand is increasing. Supply is shrinking. It's a very interesting longer-term growth play. And people have to realize within precious metals, we can diversify. There's different strategies within the metals themselves.
Awesome. All right, Phillip Patrick with Birch Gold Group. Sir, thank you so much for joining us for this economic report. We'll see you next week. We'll see what kind of economic news is trending out there, and we'll talk to you about that next week.
Hi folks, RSBN founder and CEO Joe Seals here. Did you know there is nearly $1 trillion of infrastructure and pandemic funds yet to be spent? That's right, there's a massive amount of money that the lame duck administration is pushing hard to spend in their last few months. If the president is able to push these funds out, we could see another prolonged inflation surge, just like during COVID. And I'm sure you remember the terrible effects that high prices had on most Americans. But there's hope. A surge in prices can be beaten. A gold IRA from Birch Gold Group is the ultimate inflation hedge for your savings in uncertain times. To see how to protect your IRA or 401k, get your free info kit on gold by texting the word Trump to 989898. Birch Gold makes it seamless to roll over your retirement account while preserving your tax advantage status. Don't wait for the president's spending spree to tank the dollar further. Protect your financial future now. Text Trump to the number 989898 for your free info kit from Birch Gold.